YouTube Nation, Main Event TV, a.k.a. Me TV, a.k.a. the Philly Fanatic is red with envy, a.k.a. Harry Cowles is rolling in his grave right now because of a piss-poor performance that the Phillies showed. Yeah, I said it. Now, before I get started, let me say that I told you guys that this was going to happen. All right? I told you guys. I told you that we'd be talking off-season, but before I get started, I want to talk about the game. Okay? The Phillies knew going in. They knew going in that this was an elimination game. So they came in about, second inning, they looked pretty good. Okay? Looked pretty good on the bat side. I'm not going to talk about pitching. On the bat side. Pitching still did their job. On the bat side. Okay? Now, this is why I don't understand. Giants fans, all five of you, whatever, I don't understand something. Look, Sanchez hits our guy Utley, right? He hits our guy Utley. Now, Utley, as usual, takes his base. First off, it's an intentional pitch. I'm sorry, but nothing that high, that's an intentional pitch. Sorry. All right? Even, I don't care if your skip does all this or not. I don't care. That's an intentional pitch. All right? And then Utley gets to the base, and he's minding his business. He's just sitting there like this. And Sanchez, bullshit. What? Don't start. Look, you guys, we've been hit 7 times that series. 7 times. Are you going to sit here and tell me that we're not supposed to react all of a sudden? And the thing is, Utley was like, whatever. He waved it off. All right? You know when you get Chase Utley a little pissed off, you're going to leave. All right? Because Utley never complains. Ever. Let's just get that straight. All right? Now, Sanchez, I want him to stay in the game because we was touching him up. And then they bring in his bullpen, and they make this guy look like a fucking hero. I mean, seriously, the guy's not even that good. Look, the Phillies didn't come to play. They didn't come to play. They showed no heart once again. They showed no heart. There was no hitting in the clutch. There was just nothing. It was nothing. Nothing. They got out there, and they acted like it was an elimination game. They knew it was, but they acted like it wasn't. Even Charlie himself said in the postgame that they didn't come to play. But if you didn't come to play, then why'd you show up? You have to understand that us Philly fans, if you work hard, just like this blue-collar town, if you work hard, we'll give you respect. All right? Whether win or lose, you go down fighting. But as we saw, the way we lost, we went down looking. Now, to be fair, I thought that last pitch, because I had saw the replay, because after the 8th inning, I turned it off. I was done with it. Yeah, I turned it off. I knew it was going to happen. All right? But I was still doing stuff on the Facebook and talking to Giants fans and this, that, and third who apparently have some type of misinterpretation of us. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you can't talk smack about us when you got grown-ass men waving pom-poms. Seriously, stop. But, yeah, I'm never going to let that go. Pom-poms, yeah. But the fact is, our guys didn't come to play. You wanted it more. It's that simple, Giants fans. You capitalize on mistakes. We capitalize on your mistakes in certain games. You know, that's how it was. It was that type of series. It wasn't like we came in to destroy you. No, we didn't. Because trust me, if the bats were hot, you'd have got one game. You'd have got one game. Possibly 2. Like I said, but our bats didn't show up. So you did deserve to win this. Okay? I don't understand how much more I can say about this. And Lincecum, you know what? Lincecum is a good pitcher, but the kid has a mouth on him. When you don't tell Jimmy Rollins that, oh, you're going to stay at third, when it was a lucky catch by Huff in the first place, that pisses me off. I don't like that type of attitude, especially for some punk, all right? Someone needs to take him out, drag him in the back, smack him up. Seriously. But what can you do? The fact is, the Phillies didn't come to play, and then now that the season is over, because Charlie, he even tried to thank the fans for coming, and it's the first time I've ever seen fans in the stands crying like that. Ever. It was really weird to see. It was very shocking. Now, I'm not talking women, not just women, but there were some guys. There was one guy, he was like 6'4". He had to be like in the high 2s. Like, he was a big dude. And he was crying. I was like, wow. Like, this just goes to show you how sports can really be emotional. How you can be emotionally invested into your team. See, here in Philly, we're always like that. Always. All right? We live and breathe our sports. When one team goes down, we go right to the next. But you have to understand that San Francisco, you guys don't have that problem. Now, I had to hear from Giants fans that, bandwagon Giants fans, because they weren't real Giants fans. We had fans talking about their team was the Angels or the Dodgers, but they support the Giants. And say, well, it's all a Bay Area thing. You have to understand, we don't have that many teams in PA, all right? Our other team in baseball is the Pirates, and we're rivals. We're not going to cheer for them. They're rivals. It's the same thing with Eagles-Steelers. It's always a rivalry. All right, so we're not going to cheer for them. You have to understand this. So I understand that you guys it's a little bit different out there in the Bay Area compared to us, but you can't sit here and judge us. Oh, well, you're just abandoning your teams. How are we abandoning our teams? How? How? I just went outside not too long ago and I still saw people in stores. They had the written stores. We still believe. And they just put it up. Not before the game, after the game. Because they still want the season on. We're still hungry for more. That's why. You have to understand this. All right? You have to. But let's get into the offseason. All right? Look. Jayson Werth. He just hired agent Scott Boras, as we already know. And we all know that Scott Boras goes and gets big contracts. All right? If you don't believe me, look at Manny Ramirez's contract when he went to the Dodgers. Okay? We're not going to see Jayson Werth back. It's very slim chance we will. Okay? We got Dominic Brown waiting in the wings. Personally, I wanted Dominic Brown up a long time ago. A little bit earlier than when he came up. But the kid hasn't done anything. He can't hit the broadside of a damn barn. So he needs to go back down and work on his swing. At the end of the season, of the regular season, Mayberry was hitting better than Brown. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to go with the hot hand. Go with Mayberry. But they sent Mayberry back down. I didn't understand it. Didn't. Rollins, not this year, I think it's next year. Rollins will be a free agent, all right? You got Oswalt coming off of his option. You got Lidge coming off his option. I mean, this is all not this year, but next season, end of next season. All right, we got a lot of problems. We got to patch a lot of stuff up, so we have to move around a lot of money. Ryan Howard got his big contract. You got Abanez, who has a big contract for a 37-year-old. That's a huge contract, all right? I mean, we're going to have to spend more money, and I hate to say that. We're going to have to. We all know that the Phillies have this cap where they don't like to go over a certain amount. But we're only in the 535 million range, which isn't bad. It's not even top 5. Okay? So we can spend a little bit more money. As long as we don't get like the Red Sox and the Yankees where they're just all the way up here spending money, I'm fine with it. Just spend a little bit more money to get the pieces we need. There's going to be a lot of free agents out there this year, especially one I see is Crawford. Now, the Yankees are talking about they're not going to take Crawford. They're looking for a pitcher. They're looking for Lee. They're looking for Lee. All right? And I understand that a lot of people want Lee back, but Lee is looking for a lot of money coming this year. And he rightfully deserves it. Okay? So, hey. But there's just too much stuff going on. We need a lot of pieces. I understand if we get rid of J-Roll later, they have Valdez. I'm not sold on Valdez. Sorry. Not sold on Wilson Valdez. Not being our main guy. No. He did good in the regular season when J-Roll was hurt, but I would not put all my money on Valdez. Sorry. We need a better catcher. I understand Ruiz is the man, but we need a backup I'm talking about. And no, I don't believe in Ryan Schneider. All right? Sweeney, you can kiss his ass goodbye. He's gone. Besides, the guy was hugging people during the damn fight. Like stop, Sweeney, stop. He just loves to hug people for some reason. He's a big Care Bear. I don't know. But the fact is, I'm on 7 minutes. All right, I'm good. Anyways, you have to understand that we have a lot of money issues going on right now. And like I said, and just because Jayson Werth has hired Scott Boras, you should know what's going on. Ruben Amaro's going to have to do something about this. He's going to, because he's going to address these things in the offseason. There's way too many question marks for our team. If we are going to keep winning, because as we know, because a lot of people, I keep hearing a lot of, especially fans, are saying, oh, well, you Phillies fans are so ungrateful, this, that, and the third. Look, you have to understand. In the last 5 years, the Phillies have raised the bar. That is the standard now, okay? Just because a lot of you guys are used to losing, or you're just accepting anything but win, that's not us, all right? Win. Win by it. You just win. That's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. And if you don't win, at least go out fighting. That's the rule, all right? If you don't believe me, look at the Flyers. Now, I believe another user had posted the message not too long ago on my profile, and it said, what's going on with these Game 6s? The Flyers lost the Stanley Cup in Game 6. The Phillies lost to the Yankees in the World Series in Game 6. Now we lose the NLCS in Game 6. So, yeah, seems like there's a big pattern going on here, and I don't like it either. All right? So we really have to step up and see what's going on. But I just don't understand what the Phillies' mentality is right now. I didn't really watch most of the postgame. I saw some of the replays after I turned it off. I saw some of the replays and was like, yeah, Howard pitched, like I said, I thought it was a ball. And then they showed it and they said it was on the line, but still questionable. You don't end an NLCS like that. You just don't. And that's another thing for both teams, not just the Phillies. The umpiring for both teams were horrible. There was times where the ball was completely out the strike zone, and he's calling strike. What are you looking at, ump? What are you looking at? But it doesn't matter. It does not matter at this point. But I'll tell you one thing. Because we have lost, because I had a lot of stuff lined up for us, so fans, I'll put it like this. To forget this brutal loss, we have a video game now out. For those who have not played the Phillies video game, the Taser video game, I'll put it in the link in the info bar. But also, we'll miss times. We won't even get a chance to sing times like these. See, what you fail to realize, Giants fans, is that we were always passionate about our teams. We don't need a newspaper to tell us it's okay to bandwagon teams. It's never okay to bandwagon teams, okay? Do you understand that? I understand there may be some loyal Giants fans around here running around, but it's not me and you. Where were you last year? Where were you the year before that? Where were you the year before that? I'm not trying to hear it, Giants fans, all right? But the fact is, congratulations on going to the World Series. Now prepare to get smacked up by Texas, because I'm telling you now, you are going to be the bad guy in this, all right? And I'm telling you why. Because the media, ESPN and Fox and all them, they're going to circle around Texas in all their stories. That's what they do. So let me explain to you exactly what you'll have to hear. This is what you'll hear. Lee possibly getting his first World Series ring. Josh Hamilton and their Skip doing drugs and coming back from like some type of phoenix from the ashes. All right? You'll have to hear about the bankruptcy issues with Nolan Ryan and all them to save the stadium and the team in general. This is what you're going to have to go up against. What does San Francisco have going for them? They're the underdog. Not that much of a story when you have all the rest of that stuff. So prepare for the spin and prepare to look bad, especially because no one wants to see Cody Ross get a World Series ring. I don't understand what y'all see in this guy. All of a sudden, he hits it. Like I said, he's going to revert back to the old Cody Ross. That's why he left Florida in the first place. But that's it. All right? So good luck on the World Series. I will be watching Game 1 because I want to see Lincecum versus Lee. I do want to see that. So I'll be watching that. But other than that, that's it. Sanchez is okay, but I'm not sold on Kane. But, like I said, I want to get back into ESPN real fast because ESPN actually jumped on our bandwagon really hard. Check this out.
Phillies.
How do you know I'm giving up? I want to hear your answer. I'm going to let you talk me back into it.
Okay. I'm going to buy the Phillies here because they're going to win with Halliday on the mound. He's not going to lose 2 games in the series, as well as Lincecum pitched, and I love him to death, but I still think Halliday's not going to get beaten twice. So they go back to Philadelphia. Can they win 2 games at home? Yes, they can. Can this team hit better, Skip? Yes, they can. They came to life a little bit, got some knocks yesterday. Finally, because 6 guys in the lineup are batting under 200, the Phillies are better than this. If they had played there as well as they could and were in this situation, I'd say, I'd agree with you. But there's room for improvement. There's room for guys to get some big hits. I think they still have it in them. I still think they're going to make it to the World Series. I'm not convinced that the Giants, who have done everything right, are going to do everything right these next 3 games.
Now, before I end this video, let me talk about something real fast about Joe Buck. Because as far as I'm concerned, nobody likes Joe Buck. And I've been saying this from the beginning, Joe Buck does not like Philadelphia in general. All right? Game 3, top of the 7th inning. We get out, and Joe Buck yells, "Game over." Game over? It's only the top of the 7th. See, this is what I'm talking about when Joe Buck does not like Philadelphia. If you don't have anything nice to say about Philadelphia, Joe Buck, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't do this. I understand that you're scheduled to do these type of things, but the fact is nobody likes you, and we all know that you're just hiding your daddy's shadow. You're just profiting off it. We know this. You're not good. You haven't played a sport in your life. You have no heart. You have no balls. You have nothing. Look, Joe Buck, stop. Okay? Stop. Anyways, fans, just remember the good times, what the Phillies did this year. All the times, all the ups and downs, just remember it. And since the Phillies is done now, we're going to move on to the next team. That's right. It's time for the Flyers, baby. We're going to go all the way this year. Eagles are still doing their thing, but come on. It's time to get behind the Flyers. I'll talk to y'all later. Let's go, Flyers. Talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out, man.